Today we will discuss what are dielectrics and what is dielectric polarization. Dielectrics are non-conducting substances or insulators. Basically, non-conducting substances or insulators are called dielectrics. When a conductor is placed in an external field, suppose E0, the electric field due to induced charge opposes the electric field within the conductor. When you apply an external field E0 to a conductor, the conductor or the electric field induces charge. Due to the induced charge, the electric field produced is equal to E in, and this E in or electric field due to the induced charge opposes the electric field, applied electric field E0, and this happens until in the static situation the two fields cancel each other and the net electric field in the conductor is 0. You see, suppose this is the conductor and the applied field is E0. E0 is the applied field, and due to this applied field E0, you will have free charge. You will have free charge induction. Due to this induction of this free charge, an electric field E in will be produced. And in a static situation, what happens? The two fields cancels each other. E0 and E in cancels each other, and the net field is equal to 0. This happens in case of a conductor. But what happens in case of a insulator or in case of a dielectric? Suppose the applied electric field, external electric field is equal to E0. Okay. And the electric field which is produced due to the dielectric, it is equal to E in. The magnitude of the E in is less than the magnitude of the E0. So the net field, electric field, is not equal to 0. It will be along the direction of the applied electric field. So in a dielectric, the two fields doesn't cancel each other. That is E0 plus E in, that is applied electric field plus the induced electric field, is not equal to 0. Because in dielectrics, the free movement of charges is not possible. The external field induces dipole moment by two processes. One is called stretching mechanism and another is reorienting molecules of the dielectrics. The induced electric field depends on the nature of the dielectrics. There are basically two types of dielectrics. One is your non-polar dielectrics due to the non-polar molecules like hydrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, etc., which have no permanent dipole moment, and polar molecules like hydrochloric HCl, hydrogen chloride, water, which have permanent dipole moment. So see, the hydrogen molecule, this is a non-polar molecule. Carbon dioxide molecule is a non-polar molecule. In case of non-polar molecule, the center of positive and negative charges, the center of positive charge and center of negative charge, they will coincide. Okay. In case of non-polar molecules. But in case of polar molecule, the center of positive charge and negative charge, they do not coincide. Okay, so non-polar molecules like HCl, hydrogen chloride, this is the water, they possesses a permanent dipole moment, but polar molecules, but non-polar molecules do not have permanent dipole moment. Only when electric field is applied, non-polar molecules produces dipole moment. But in polar molecule, in the absence of electric field also, they produces or they have permanent dipole moments. Let us first discuss about non-polar dielectrics, then we will discuss about polar dielectrics. When in non-polar dielectrics, when external electric field equal to 0, the center of positive and negative charges coincide. When external field is not equal to 0, the positive and negative charges are displaced in opposite directions. The displacement stops when the external force on the charges is balanced by the restoring force due to the internal fields in the molecules. The non-polar molecules thus develops an induced dipole moment. You see, in non-polar molecules, when electric field E equal to 0, the center of positive charge and negative charge, they coincide. But when electric field is applied, E is not equal to 0, what happens? The positive and negative charges, this is the positive charge and this is the negative charge, they are displaced in opposite direction. Okay, so negative charge will be displaced in one direction and positive charge will be displaced in other direction. The displacement stops when the external force on the charges is balanced by the restoring force due to the internal fields in the molecules, and this is called the stretching mechanism. The nonpolar molecules thus develops an induced dipole moment. So this will induce a dipole moment, this will induce a dipole moment. You see, the individual molecules, they produce a small dipole moments. The induced dipole moments of individual or different molecules add up, giving a net dipole moment. So the total dipole moment is equal to P, which is the vector sum of P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus P5, like this. Then what is polar dielectrics? In polar dielectrics, in absence of external field, the dipole moment is 0. The molecules are so arranged that in the absence of electric field, the dipole moment is 0. Individual molecules have dipole moment, but when E equal to 0, no electric field is applied, the molecules are so arranged that the total dipole moment of the molecules is equal to 0. When an electric field is applied, a net dipole moment is produced in the direction of the field. Okay, you see, the molecules are when E equal to 0, in polar molecules, when E equal to 0, the molecules are so arranged that the net dipole moment is equal to 0. The plus of one molecule is towards the minus of another molecule, like this. So the net dipole moment will be 0. But when field is applied, okay, when field is not 0 or field is applied, the dipole are arranged in such a way that you see the plus is oriented in one direction and minus is oriented in another direction. So the molecules, they exhibit a permanent dipole moment. The extent of polarization depends on the dipole potential energy in the external field, the thermal energy tending to disrupt the alignment, and the induced dipole moment effect, as we have discussed in nonpolar molecules. But among the three, the mostly the alignment effect, that is the dipole potential energy in the external field, which is called the alignment effect, is more important or more prominent in case of polar dielectrics. So what conclusion do you get from this discussion? Whatever the dielectric may be, whether the dielectric is polar or non-polar, a dielectric develops a net dipole moment in the presence of an external field. The dipole moment per unit volume is called the polarization vector and it is written as P vector. When the induced dipole moment is in the direction of the field and the induced dipole moment is proportional to the field strength, the dielectrics are called linear isotropic dielectrics. Remember, in linear isotropic dielectrics, the dipole moment is in the direction of the field and the induced dipole moment is proportional to the field strength. And for linear isotropic dielectric, P is proportional to E, that is the dipole moment, or polarization vector is proportional to the applied electric field. So polarization vector is equal to Chi into E, where Chi E is the electric susceptibility of the dielectric medium. Susceptibility means the response of the substance to the applied electric field. Next, let us discuss how does the polarized dielectric modify the original external electric field inside it. Consider a rectangular dielectric slab placed in a uniform external electric field E0. The external field is parallel to the two faces of the rectangular slab. The field causes a uniform polarization P of the dielectric. Suppose this is a rectangular dielectric slab which is placed in a uniform external electric field E0. Okay. The external field is parallel to two of its faces. This is not the external field. You take another external field E0. Okay, E0 like this, and this is the resultant field. E is the resultant field and E0 is the external field, and external field is parallel to the two faces, this face and this face, opposite faces of the slab. The field cause a uniform polarization P of the dielectric. Every volume element delta V of the slab has a dipole moment P into delta V in the direction of the field. Okay. The volume element is macroscopically small but contains a very large number of molecular dipoles. You see, each volume element, suppose if you take a small volume element delta V, the volume element is macroscopically small but contains a very large number of molecular dipoles. These are the molecular dipoles. The volume element delta V has no net charge, though it has net dipole moment. The volume element have no net charge because the plus charge of one dipole, molecular dipole, cancels the minus charge of another molecular dipole. So the volume element has no net charge, but it has net dipole moment. This molecule has a dipole moment, this molecule have a dipole moment, this molecule have a dipole moment. So all the molecules have a resultant dipole moment. Okay. So net charge in this volume element, if you take any volume element, net charge is equal to 0, but they possesses dipole moment. But at the surface, you see, at the surface the net charge is not 0. At the surface here the net charge is plus and here the net charge is minus. So here you may write the charge density sigma p, and here the charge density minus sigma p. So every volume element delta V of the slab has a dipole moment P into delta V in the direction of the field. The volume element is macroscopically small but contains a very large number of molecular dipoles. The volume element delta V has no net charge, though it has net dipole moment, because the positive charge of one dipole sits close to the negative charge of the adjacent dipole. At the surface of the dielectric normal to the electric field, there is a net charge density. Because the positive ends of the right and negative end of the left in this figure I have shown remain unneutralized. The unbalanced charges at the two opposite faces are the induced charges due to the external field. Okay, the field produced by the induced surface charge densities sigma p plus sigma p and minus sigma p say produces an electric field EP, which opposes the external field E0. So you see, E0 is the applied field and EP is the field which is in the opposite direction. Okay, EP is the field which is in the opposite direction, this direction, opposite to the direction of the applied field. Okay, so the net field is equal to applied field E0 minus the field due to the polarization EP. So the total field or net field in the dielectric is equal to the applied field minus the field due to the polarization. The surface charge density plus sigma p or minus sigma p arises from bound charge. Remember, this surface charge density arises due to the bound charge. It is not due to the free charge in the dielectrics. So in this discussion, we conclude that a uniformly polarized dielectric amounts to induced surface charge density but no volume charge density. The volume charge density is equal to 0. Inside the dielectric, the volume charge density is equal to 0, but they have surface charge density if the dielectric is uniformly polarized. And number 2, the net electric field E is equal to the difference of applied electric field and the electric field due to the polarization, that is E is equal to E0 minus EP. In the next video, we will discuss how dielectrics is important in capacitors. Thank you.